Hi, welcome back to Finley Formation. This is Brandon.
This Gage.
And this is Jared.
Right, we got Jared back with us again this week. So he's like 1 week off, 1 week
Yep.
on.
Brandon and I were talking before too. My picks reflect that too, because whenever I'm on the podcast, I do really good on my picks, and when I'm not on the podcast, I don't do very good. So
Right, it's the synergy,
It
man.
is.
You got to have that, got to have the team player stuff going on. It's good to be back. That was a wild week of football this last week. I think we would all, at least I think most of us just would have been better just, putting teams up on the wall and throwing darts at it.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah.
matchups.
Yep.
It was a crazy week, and I'm gonna go right on my soapbox again because last week we got into it about Adonai Mitchell dropping the ball before he went into the freaking end zone.
Yeah.
And that pisses me off, and I went on it again. And then it happened with DeMercado this week. Only DeMercado's was even worse. His was just like that when they go to flip the ball behind them before they, right as they cross the goal line. And I
Right.
guess for the cool factor,
Yeah.
he dropped that. And that just, my God, the idiocy of doing this shit is just ridiculous. 2 weeks in a row, professional football players have the touchdown and just can't do it.
Right.
Wonder how many people had back-to-back weeks just anytime touchdown scores probably
Oh my gosh.
busted
Yeah.
because they dropped it before the end zone.
Right. I bet DeMercado too. Yeah, because
Yeah.
they had guys down, so he was the man.
Yep.
Oh, that's a good point. That would piss you off
Mhm.
even more, dude.
I think
70-yard touchdown run and then just flip it behind you.
Yeah. Both of them too. AD Mitchell last week. I think there's still quite a few minutes left in the game, but he scores that touchdown and puts them up by I think 7 or 10 or something like that.
Yeah, I
So
think
they
would've
kind
went
of,
up by 10.
they have a good chance of winning that if they do that. And then Arizona, they were
Mhm.
already up when that happened, and they just had the weirdest fourth quarter. I mean, besides them fumbling it in the end zone, or dropping it before he goes in the end zone, and then them intercepting it, the guy getting up, fumbling it, and then the guy trying to pick it up, kicked it into the end zone, and then the Titans end up recovering it for a touchdown. So
it ended up being like probably the worst beat I've seen in a
it
long
was,
time.
yes.
All that just led to that.
Yep. Crazy.
It was like the Titans are still terrible. It's just the Cardinals did not want to win that game.
It was
Yeah.
That was
wildest fourth quarter I've ever seen from a team.
And it was funny. I didn't watch that one directly, and I'd seen it on there that there was a fumble. I was like, man, Cardinals fumbled. I didn't realize that the dude threw it behind him trying to be cool. And once I saw the highlights of that, I was like, these sons of bitches.
Yep.
Why can't they just score touchdowns and be professionals? It just drives me crazy. There's no need for that. But
Yeah.
yeah, and I still think the Titans are the worst team in the league, even though they did get a win there. There was no reason they should have won that game.
So happy they did though.
That is,
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Our whole division lost other than the
It
Niners.
is.
So great.
So it was a great week. Yep.
Yeah, for the NFC West, us being Niners fans, it was awesome.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that Niners game was a really good game. It surprised me when the Niners came out and just jumped all over them. I think it was 2 straight scoring drives for touchdowns, if I remember right. If not, it was like right there, like 2 out of the first 3. But they went up 14-0 pretty quick. And,
Yep.
Which it did surprise me. I know the Rams had a fumble in there within the first half, I think. But then, it was hell of a game. A lot of fun on that one. A little too close. I'm tired of all the close games with them. But
I think that's what you're going to get though when you have a team that doesn't have a rushing touchdown or an interception on the season. That it's going to be close. So, my biggest takeaway from that game was just still how well Shanahan can game plan just I don't know, against a divisional opponent like the Rams. It just seems like he has Sean McVay's number. It doesn't matter if he has Jimmy Garoppolo or Mac Jones or whoever's playing.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter how good the Rams are playing because he did it a few years ago when the Rams won the West. And the Niners had to win Week 17 to get in, and that game went into overtime as well. I remember that one, and the Rams were kind of rolling at that same point. But yeah, you just look at who Mac Jones was throwing the ball to, and it was Kendrick Bourne, who had 3 big drops the week before, so you didn't know what you're going to get from him. And all of a sudden, he goes out for 10 for 170 or something like that. It was crazy.
It was 143.
Yeah. Then you have Demarcus Robinson in the lineup, and Jake Tonj is still scoring touchdowns and having a big impact. The one thing that I took away from this game is the most important person on their team is healthy. I think that's why they're winning football games is Christian McCaffrey.
Right.
I understand like they're not running the ball very well, but I think he makes such a big difference just being in the game and all the
Yeah,
targets
they
that he gets in the passing game.
Yeah.
they are running the ball well because you have a backup at all wide receiver spots.
Mhm.
You'll have a backup quarterback, so they just put 7 in the box.
Yep.
We should
I
have
think
them
so,
with 7
yeah.
in the box, so they just
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
them. So.
And they have a backup on the line too, right?
At
So
guard,
Ben
yeah, left guard.
Barches is
Yeah.
out. So yeah.
Yeah, we got the rookie Connor Colby, who kind of looks like dog shit so far. But
Yeah.
Dude, their run blocking is horrible. I think we were texting each other that. I thought it was funny when Gage was like, Shanahan needs fired. But I get it. Like, I agree with Jared on the fact that, like, he game planned awesome. But it's so frustrating.
Mhm.
You got a quarterback who's out there on a peg leg, not able to do anything. I get it. You had to pass to get down there to get in
Right.
position to kick a field goal. But then it was 3 straight passes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's
it was like, what are you doing, man? You got the best pass rush in the NFL you're going against.
Mhm.
And your quarterback is definitely not mobile right now,
No.
and never really is, even if he's healthy. And they go 3 straight passes. I tried to run there, at least some sweeps, do something there, man. I was frustrated too. I was like, he just lost the game. I swear, I was like, he just lost the game. Even they kicked this field goal, they gave him way too much time.
Yeah.
But
well, it's like they threw Pinero out there to kick a 57-yarder.
Mhm.
You're on the 30. You can lose 7 yards. It's still no Pinero's going to make it.
Right.
So just run the ball. Whether you're going to lose yards or not, you're going to burn timeouts and you're going to burn the 2-minute warning.
Mhm.
So just run the ball. Like,
yeah, he just gets so pass happy. I
He
think
does,
it's
yeah.
a complaint we've all had. But they ended up pulling out a win there. I don't know how they're doing it, but they keep doing it. I mean, they're the best team in the worst shape, I guess is the point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Is
Yep.
is kind of the way I put it. They are in terrible shape and condition for the team that we thought we were going to have, but they're still getting it done.
Yeah.
I think the wild thing for me is you see how injured they are, and then you look at like the Ravens, Bengals, who are I guess they're not missing a whole bunch of people, but missing Burrow. More comparable to the Ravens, but the Ravens are just getting dog walked, and the Niners just keep on winning games
Mhm.
against, I mean, quality teams. They were probably really that last possession against the Jaguars from winning that game if
Yep.
Brock Purdy doesn't fumble that football on a strip sack. But
Yeah.
I think they go down there and win that game. They're playing competitive football. So it's just crazy to see how many people are injured on that team and then for them to still win. The defense still kind of concerns me because they can't get any pressure on anybody.
Yeah.
Stafford looked like he was playing 7-on-7 back there the
Yep.
whole game.
yeah.
So, and then the biggest blunder for me is, I don't know how you guys felt about it, but Sean McVay running it on that 4th and 1 when
Yep.
Stafford was on a heater and you got Puka Nacua and Devontae kind of seemed like he was running any choice route that he kind of wanted. But, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
if you have those two weapons and then the way that Stafford was kind of reading the defense and throwing the football, like why not put the ball in Stafford's hands
Yeah.
rather than Kyron Williams? I don't
Yeah.
know.
He was
No,
picking
I
apart
really
that
like that idea.
zone.
I really like the idea of running. I think, like, Puka did good. He had a decent game. But that was the best coverage somebody's played on Puka in the last year and a half.
Yeah.
DeMondre did. Like we were arguing before, he ended up having a good stat line, but even that, especially that first half, Puka was locked down
Mhm.
for most of the game and just had a few big plays in there.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I would have trusted the fact that he has a few big plays.
Yeah, I don't know. I passed the ball there 90 times out of 100.
And you need
with
1
that.
yard.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not. I think that taking him out of that, I would have passed on those downs.
What I really hate is just that it's always an inside run. Every single
Yeah.
time, does not matter the
Mhm.
team. You know it's going to be an inside run.
Yep.
Why don't you run a counter? Why don't you run a sweep? Why don't you run a stretch?
Right.
design something different.
Yeah. So I agree with the run. I just would have done a stretch or a counter or something.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably can't do a counter because it's like you pull that guard for him, Warner's going to run him over.
Right.
But you do a stretch or something.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it didn't work out for him. I'm glad they did it. Good job, Niners. I didn't think the Niners had a shot at this game.
I didn't
We
either.
talked about it. Gage was the only one to pick them, and I said
Yeah.
it then. I was like, I hope you're right, and you were right, man. They did. They beat them, so that's good on you. I'm glad. Yeah, me and Jared, we both picked the Rams.
It was-
I thought
yeah,
they were
big,
going to
yep.
beat up Mac Jones, but they did well against
Mhm.
that pass rush for the most part. I mean, he got hit a few times, but yeah, I mean, overall they did pretty
Yep.
well. So then going on to other games, I think I think one thing's clear now. I think the Dolphins are definitely a bottom 5 team. I think this is probably the year where they're not going to be able to eke out a few wins to make it look good down the stretch. but ruin their pick chances. I think they're going to have a top 5 pick. So
I think they're going to eke out a few and lose their big chance. That's the Dolphins' way of doing things. So
Yeah, the Dolphins got two things going against them right now. They can't stop the run and they can't run the football. So
Nope.
I mean, that's just a recipe for disaster. I think it was Rico Held that ran for 200 and some yards against him in
Yep.
this game. And it was just like, oh my gosh. So a backup running back that can get over 200 yards against your rush defense.
Nope.
And I was just looking it up too. I think they do have the worst rushing defense as far as yards allowed. By the next closest team is the Tennessee Titans, but the Dolphins have them beat or have allowed 100 more yards than them.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they're at 8. They've allowed 871 yards, and then the Tennessee Titans are number 2 at 734.
So yeah, it's not even really close.
Man, I guess I didn't realize Rico Dowdle was so fast too.
I didn't either.
Really surprised he's
Yeah.
not on the Dolphins. Like,
Yeah, they like their speed.
yeah,
huh?
usually somebody that fast is on the Dolphins.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, that and the Panthers, it's funny too because they're resilient and their defense is playing better than last year, but they're not as good as I thought they were going to be. I did pick them in this game. I thought they would beat the Dolphins, and they did. But I mean, dude, the Panthers just can't get out of their own way either, though.
Mm-mm.
It's like they don't start playing until the second half.
Mhm.
It seems like. I mean, they were down, I think 17-0 in that game
Yeah.
at one point and
Yep.
had to just come back, which speaks to their resiliency and being able to do that. They don't have the high-powered offense to just keep doing that. They're going to have to actually start playing when the game starts.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they get some high-powered offense this week, but we'll get more into that in our predictions.
Right on. But I don't know. I have some notes down too. It's just crazy. I didn't expect the Bills to totally run away against the Patriots is one thing I have, but I think they're showing a lot of cracks. I mean, we didn't like their defense to
Yeah.
begin with, but I mean, I think they're showing some cracks when they're not able to really just score at will, or Josh Allen isn't able to do what he needs to do. If somebody shuts him down at all, they're in trouble.
Yeah.
So
What the concerning thing to me is same with the Dolphins is they're just their run defense. It seems like anybody can run on them. You go back to week 1 when Derrick Henry had like 200 yards, almost 200
Mhm.
yards rushing, and Derrick Henry can't even break 50 yards rushing. So
Right.
what does that take? I mean, it's Derrick Henry, but at the same time, it seems like anybody can kind of run
mhm.
against the Buffalo Bills whenever they want to.
Yeah,
I mean,
'cause
it's
Stevenson did well.
yeah, it's a leaky defense, man.
Yeah. Yeah, they're showing a lot of cracks. I mean, I think for a while there, we were just thinking long, odd favorites to win, to win it
Mhm.
all, go to the Super Bowl now with the Ravens falling out and all this. Now I'm just like, well, I don't know, man. They're 4-1. I know that's still a good record, but that was, they're totally susceptible, like I said, too many cracks.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they haven't had a good defense since Josh got there, really.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
they need to do something. They're also a team that could trade for an edge or trade for a linebacker. So
Yeah. The defense has slowly disintegrated that entire
Mhm.
time he's been there.
yeah,
Yep.
And, the concerning thing with that is the Patriots getting that win against them. So that's the team that you're kind of vying for the division against right now. Patriots being 3-2, so they're already one up on the Buffalo Bills. So
Mhm.
that's kind of concerning for Buffalo. If you can't get another win out of that, you're looking at maybe a wild card rather than a
Right.
home playoff game.
Right, and I like what the Patriots are doing as far as them. I really
Mhm.
do. I think that they're a pretty solid team. They've beat teams pretty bad, like we thought. They might beat, like the Panthers. I think they've had who'd they lose to that was kind of a bad loss, but I think that they're beating teams they're supposed to, and then they're about where we thought they'd be.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And then this win against Buffalo was huge, though, coming into that because they were 2-2, like you said, and then I think they're showing that they can beat big teams.
Yeah.
Drake May. The one thing what caught me was like if that dude's running to his right, it's like that's going to be a completed pass,
Yeah.
and that was against another thing against the Bills, but also good for him is he, that he can be on the move and
Mhm.
his mobility is really good. But yeah, I like what they're doing. I really think that they need to maybe develop Henderson into more of a role because I like Stevenson, but
Right.
he fumbles way too damn much.
Yeah.
So
well, he ended up having more yards. I just pulled up the stats, and he had one less carry, but 10 more yards. They really just did nothing on the ground game. The Patriots did.
mhm.
They had 2 rushing touchdowns, but I mean, we talked about their run defense, but if you look at the stats is really not terrible. Because Travion was 6 for 24, Gibson was 6 for 21, Ramondre was 7 for 14, and then Drake May was 3 for 12.
Yeah.
So they gave up 80, 90 rushing yards. So it's actually not that terrible, but
Yeah. So it's more like maybe situational defense there, like being
Well,
able to stop
yeah.
it when they're, on the.
it's Drake May
goal
dotted
line.
the ball up at the goal line, and then Ramondre
Yeah.
scored.
Yeah, still, that was a pretty good game. That was definitely a weird one. I think that was a Sunday night game. I didn't expect the Bills
Mhm.
to drop that one. Another one that was a really good game Sunday afternoon was the Seahawks Bucks games, and I think we'll get into that one later. That's going to be our game of the week. But one I want to talk about too is the Bengals finally showed some offense in the fourth quarter against the Lions, which was good because they hadn't shown anything. And they dropped 21 points on the Lions in the fourth quarter, though.
Yep.
So I think if that woke them up a little bit, they might get back to being a contender a little bit because
They're back.
that NFC, they're back.
They're back.
That AFC North is they got Flacco.
Yeah.
Is that what?
Yeah.
Like, what's he
They're
talking
back.
about?
Yeah, Flacco, man.
They're back.
Yeah.
Comeback player of the year for the second time.
I don't,
They're back.
dude. He was so terrible with the Browns though this year, and last year with the Colts. So he just hasn't had a good showing for a while. But that'd be funny if he went in there and did it.
But the last time he got traded to the Browns, he went in one comeback player of the year his first year. So they might not get a good couple years out of him, but he's comeback player of the year again.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he's going to start there. I think they're just worried.
No, they declared him as a starter.
Did
I
they?
think
Flacco
so, yeah.
over
Yeah.
Gabriel?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Or not? I mean, over Browning?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep.
Really? Crazy. I wouldn't have done that.
No,
but-
shit. I was thinking the Browns too. You just say Gabriel, yeah.
Yeah,
The
no,
Browns
yeah,
traded for him, and year one had comeback
Yeah,
player
now
of the
he's
year. for
Bengals,
Flacco.
yeah.
Now he's Bengals.
He's got a lot of weapons there, though.
Yeah, now he's got better weapons. So
Jeez, we'll see.
he's going for it.
We'll see. That's crazy. No, but with their division as bad as it is, with the Ravens playing down so bad, and the Steelers, I don't trust their 3-1 record. I think is what it is. So I mean, they're still not out of anything. They could still win the division. They could still, it's still early enough to where they could come back and
Right.
possibly make some waves. But we'll see if Flacco can do it. I just that offense shouldn't need a top tier quarterback to throw to. But it does say how good Burrow actually was for that offense too.
Yeah.
So,
Well, until Joe Flacco goes in and throws for 4,000 in
in
11 games.
11, yeah. Yeah, I don't think so. But I do think they're going to look better, though. I do think that things are going to start to happen for them on offense. I don't know about all the way around, but
Well,
Yeah,
'cause
they-
even if you don't like Joe Flacco's, you don't think he's going to be a super talented guy for him, he's going to lead this offense a lot better than Jake Browning does. He has that leader and he has that knowledge of the game that it seems like Jake just has nothing.
yeah.
So,
I think it's weird that they went and made that after they had kind of their best offense since Joe Burrow went down, though. So that was kind of a weird one where it was like, you guys actually
yeah,
just,
but you just can't just go off of 21 points in the fourth quarter against the Lions backups, which are actually third strings because they're just as hurt as the Niners now.
yeah, I don't know if the Lions actually sit anybody ever. They just keep pouring it on all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see about that. That game was kind of a blowout game until the fourth quarter. Then it was like the Bengals showed some teeth. I think Chase ended up getting 2
Mhm.
touchdowns in that fourth quarter. Higgins got a touchdown. They just started tossing it around. Another one that was. Do you want to say something about that one?
No, it was just something funny from that game I saw. I don't know if it was like a meme or something like that, but at one point during that game, Jamar Chase had more tackles than receptions because Browning had thrown 3 interceptions. And he made a tackle on all 3 of them. So he
Oh,
had
really?
three tackles and 2 catches at one point during that game.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's probably pretty upset now. Huh? He probably walked into the front office
Yeah.
like, "You need another quarterback. I will
Right.
sit my ass out if you don't get another quarterback."
I'm tired of making. You don't pay me
Yeah.
$40 million a year to make a tackle, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Another game that was pretty awesome I think it was the Monday night game, was the Jaguars-Chiefs game. I think Jared was the only one who gave the Jaguars a chance at the playoffs when we did
did,
all their
yep.
stuff. Dude, that was a good pick. They are for real. They're looking tough. Their defense looks tough. Their offense is getting it done when they need. They're able to run the ball a little bit. Yeah, I'm
So who
impressed.
all actually predicted them to win this one?
You
though?
were, yep.
Was I the only one?
I think so.
I did too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, me and you did.
Yeah,
I think Jared
I picked
picked
the
the
Chiefs,
Chiefs,
yeah.
but Still, yeah, I didn't expect Jaguars to really vie for anything. Maybe the AFC South, but now, I mean, I think, it's between them and the Colts, right?
Yep.
So,
And I mean, Travis Hunter, as much as I hated on him, because I still don't think both ways it's going to work very well. Which, when you're taking 13 snaps on both sides of the ball, okay, I guess you can play both sides of the ball.
Right.
But they started putting in more offense, and he's
Mhm.
a hell of a playmaker, and he did really good against the Chiefs. But you didn't see him at corner very much,
Right.
because it's like, so give him a little bit of credit as he is a hell of a player. But as the season goes on, they're taking away reps on defense because you just can't play both sides.
Right.
yeah.
I think it was something I saw that it was like 50 took like 30 some snaps on offense and 20 on defense or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's not like what he was doing in college where he was getting 120 snaps a game,
Mhm.
playing 60 snaps on offense and 60 snaps on defense. But I mean, we kind of talked about it during the offseason. Like, I don't think he has the body type to last both ways in an NFL environment anyway.
Right.
I've been kind of surprised these last two games with how well he's catching the football, though.
Yeah.
I mean, he had that huge third down catch against the Niners when they were backed up. I mean, it wasn't even a really good throw. He just had to go up and get it.
Mhm.
And then they kind of used him a little bit more this Chiefs game, more of in like a screen and underneath kind of stuff to give him some space to run the ball. So,
Well, there's that like 3rd and 9 where Trevor Lawrence thumped it off to
Mhm.
his swing route with Travis Hunter, and then Travis made 2 misses, got the
Yep.
first down, which was just sitting there watching. It's like, damn, maybe
Yeah.
this kid is the real deal.
Yeah.
Hit
was
that
a hell
big
of a play.
34-yarder down the field,
Yeah.
jumped up over a couple guys.
right.
Yep.
That was pretty good. I mean, yeah, I think that, I think they're like almost filling it out. Like they're giving him that shot that he wants, but I think eventually the decision will come. It might not be this year, and they're probably still going to throw him in at both. But I think they're trying to fill him out, see where they like him best, and I think the decision's going to have to be made eventually, probably within the next year or two. Otherwise, he will. You're like, we need him as a wide receiver too much for him to go out and get hurt on defense, or vice versa.
Yeah.
So there'll be a decision made. I feel like that this two-way player thing isn't going to last very long.
It's like Primetime did it, but he was occasionally subbed in wide receiver like once at every couple games.
Right.
Not,
Mhm.
and that's the best we've had so far for 2 ways since Otto Graham.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otto Graham was the GOAT still, but
So it's kind of cool. It's funny. I was going through this. I was like, "There's no unbeaten's now with the Broncos beat the Eagles,"
Mhm.
and I put there's no winless teams. And then I looked. I was like, "Oh
the
wait, nope,
Jets.
except the Jets."
The
which
Jets.
when we did their team, when I think you had their
Yep, their team breakdown.
team
Yep.
breakdown. Oh my God, they are just a terrible organization when it
They
comes to
are.
football. They are just not good.
Mhm.
And they've lost it. It's funny, like they've lost to not great teams either. The 1-4 Dolphins beat them. That's where
Mhm.
their one win came from. I think the Steelers ended up beating them in the first game, which the Jets looked good in that one. But then we realized neither team's going to be great.
Right.
which
Um,
and they just lost to the Cowboys, who looked like they throw out one safety. They run cover one, and
Hmm.
Yeah.
just nobody else is on the field.
Right.
Yeah.
Is what the Cowboys defense looks like. So
Yeah. So
And
Jets,
even that one wasn't as close because I think I was looking at that. I was like, oh, the Jets kind of made it to the game, and it was like, no, they scored 2 late touchdowns
yep,
to
yeah.
make because I think they were to make it look even reasonable, but they were just getting dog walked that whole game, which Dallas doesn't have a great defense anyway. So if you can't score points against them, then
Yeah.
I don't know. It's looking pretty bleak for the Jets, where you and I were at least kind of optimistic about their chances going into the season, but
Yeah, at least with their skill positions, and they still show up, like you said, at the end of the game last game. I think Garrett Wilson ended up getting a touchdown, so they have them there.
Mhm.
But like, what the hell are they doing with these guys? It's just terrible. They cannot get it figured out. So
they're the same old damn New York Jets.
Yeah.
it is. Yep.
yeah. All right, so
Always
we'll
gonna
go
be.
in. Yeah, we'll go into the game of the week, which I'd mentioned earlier is the Bucks versus the Hawks. I like this one. Another back and forth affair. It kind of looked like the Bucks were going to come out right away and kind of run with it, but then it just got the Hawks battled back, and then from there it was just back and forth till the end of the game.
Yeah, there was a while when I tuned in. I thought the Seahawks had it for sure, but I got a notification that the Bucks were pulling something off. I'm like, wow. I opened it, and then after that, it was like that last 8 minutes. It was all Bucks to get the win.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah, I looked this up because when I was watching this game, I had it just on the red zone, so it's just kind of flipping between whoever teams, kind kind of driving or making a push, and it just kept on like highlight after highlight after highlight on this game. So I went back and looked, and the end of the second quarter, the Buccaneers scored to make it 13-0, and that started a stretch of 9 out of 10 possessions was a touchdown for the rest of the game, or till the end of the game, until Seattle threw it interception. So it was touchdown Bucks, touchdown Seattle, end of half, touchdown Seattle, touchdown Bucks, touchdown Seattle, touchdown Bucks, touchdown Seattle, touchdown or punt. I'm sorry, this was the punt. This is one possession. Punt by the Bucks, touchdown Seattle, touchdown Bucks, interception, and then field goal at the end of the game. So
Wow.
it was just a touchdown fest there in the middle, right in the middle of the game. It was just like, holy cow.
Which game had that super long pick six? Was that this one?
No, that
No,
was
it was
the
the
Jaguars.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Jaguars
that
did
was
that
the
one.
Jaguars,
They are
yeah.
just so opportunistic, man.
So crazy.
But no, it was funny. We were over at Aaron Galinas' house. He's one of our listeners and a friend. We were over at his house. He's a Seahawks fan.
Oh, is he?
And we were watching that one out, and then we were in the garage watching that, dude. And it was like you couldn't even, like, right when you were like, "Oh, dude, Bucks are kicking their ass," and then here comes Seahawks. You're like, "Oh, never mind," you know. And I wanted the Seahawks to lose because obviously NFC West, but
Mhm.
at the same time, I had picked the Seahawks to win on our pick, so I was like, well, either way, I'm going to kind of win here. But yeah, that was crazy. I mean, and you look at it, 68 total points. I didn't expect that. I don't remember what I expected, but I did, or what I put down predicted for points, but it definitely wasn't going to be a big one. I
Right.
picked
Did you say
24-21.
68?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My math is 73.
Oh, did I 73?
Yep.
Yeah.
73, yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
38-35.
All right. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. Even more than what I thought.
Yeah.
But I had 24-21. I had way too much respect for the Seahawks defense, which was playing outstanding coming
Mhm.
into this one.
They were, yep. That's what surprised me the most, I think, was Baker was kind of getting whatever he wanted, and then Emeka Egbuka was just taking the top
Dude.
off that defense.
And I left that guy on the bench in my fantasy game, my fantasy team, and 30 points, 32 points, or whatever it was that he got. No, man. Yeah, I would have won my game. I ended up losing. But I just, like I said, I had a lot of respect for the Seahawks
Mhm.
defense. I think they were number 3 for giving up passing yards or
Yep.
whatever it was. It was, coming into this, and they gave up a lot of points, gave up a lot of yards. I think Mayfield went 29 for 33.
Mhm.
That is incredible. 379 yards and 2 touchdowns. How do you get, 29 for 33? That is impressive right
Right.
there.
And that he wasn't even, like, that's not a check down
Yeah.
type of, he was freaking just throwing bombs.
Yeah.
It was just crazy.
Yeah. It would be one thing if you did 29 completions and you only had like 200 yards, but
Mhm.
379, that's awesome. Emeka had a hell of a game, 7 receptions, 163, and a touchdown. Guy's really showing that he can be a number 1 receiver because he's going to be Mike Evans' replacement, I think. Godwin is slowly working his way back. He might be there, but I think Emeka actually has a lot more a better skill set than
I think
what
so too.
Godwin actually has. So
Yeah, I remember. So what? Whenever they drafted Emeka, I remember thinking at the same time, I was like, "Damn, how many weapons do they need? Like, what's his role going to be?" And it's just like, okay, this
Yeah.
makes sense now.
Mhm.
They just needed, probably a younger, healthy wide receiver to take the top off of these defenses because Godwin came in hurt, and then Mike Evans is. I mean, he was hurt during this game, but he's is he like 31, 32,
Yeah, he's
something
good.
like
Yeah,
that?
He's
Yeah.
he's right there around there.
So
Yeah.
kudos to them for taking a chance on Egbuka in the first round.
I think they were without Bucky Irving in this game as well.
Mhm.
So it was
Yeah.
all Rashad White in the backfield. And they didn't run the ball well, but they definitely made up for it with the passing game.
Oh, yeah.
I still think the Bucks defense will be their undoing. They,
Yeah.
again, they gave up 35 points.
Yeah.
And so, I
They
hate
gave
to
up
say
a ton of yards too, because I think looking at it, they gave up 463 yards because they even had 122 rushing yards too. Seattle did,
Mhm.
so they were kind of doing whatever they wanted.
Yep.
They just had that untimely turnover
And the Bucks are always having to pull it out at the end of the game.
every
man.
game.
All-
Seems like
just to come down there. The offense has got to win the game every game, and that's not always good because you want your defense to end it out there sometimes.
Yeah.
Now if your offense has the lead and they're able to eke it out and win while the offense is out there, that's different. If they can hold the lead and just kind of run the clock, that's ultimately what you want. But sometimes you want your defense to get out there and make a stop.
Well, not everybody
know?
has a Bosa to come in for his first
yeah.
stat of the game and do strip sack to
Right,
seal it.
right.
So
Right. So yeah, I mean, it's just I think that the Bucks that's going to hurt them in the long run.
Mhm.
I think you got offenses even in the NFC South that are going to be able to take advantage of that, and better
Yeah, I mean,
defenses.
Spencer Rattler looked like MVP right now. He's gonna dot them up.
Yeah, I was more thinking the Falcons maybe, but yeah,
Nah, Spencer Rattler, the Saints,
but
those legends.
yeah, that was a hell of a game though. I kind of felt bad for that dude I was with. If he wasn't a Seahawks fan, I would have felt bad for him. But because like we just talked about Mayfield, I mean, I think he's looking like a top 3 quarterback right now.
Yeah.
I think especially with these other quarterbacks that aren't really showing up, like Joe Burrow's down, Josh Allen still is in my top 3.
Yeah.
I think he's playing well enough. But you got these other quarterbacks that Patrick Mahomes isn't playing up to a top 3 right now. I think Baker Mayfield's probably my number 2.
Lamar.
Lamar's not
ain't
playing.
doing
Lamar,
nothing.
Lamar's not even playing.
Yeah, he was hurt, and even when he did, he's not, driving his team down the field like he normally did. I think he had two really good games. One against the Bills, which they still lost, and then that one against.
And that one, of course, he did really good. The Bills had to put 8 in the box to stop Derrick Henry's
Mhm.
10 yards carry.
Yeah.
So,
and then
The Browns, I think he had
Browns.
4 touchdown passes or something like that. against
which
the
was a
Browns.
really good defense.
Against
But
the Browns.
until he can come out and still get wins and stuff, I think I put Baker over him.
Mhm.
But
yeah.
and so when you have a team, that's frustrating. When your defense is just getting torn up like that, just pieced apart, 29 for 33 on passing, that would be, I was like, dude, this guy isn't missing at all. And they were stopping the run.
Yeah.
Rashad wasn't doing
Mhm.
shit.
I haven't heard a completion percentage like that since Jimmy Garoppolo's 8 for 8 in a playoff game.
Yeah. Yeah, not, especially over almost 30,
Right.
33 attempts.
Mhm.
And that's what's crazy. So yeah, heck of a
Yeah,
game.
Shit, I think remember looking back on it. I think he had to throw it away a couple times too, which is where those incompletions came from.
Right, had to toss it into the dirt a
But
couple
he's
times.
actually throwing it to somebody. It's complete every time.
Yeah, hell of a game. That was definitely. I was thinking the Niners might be, but then that game happened. It was like, all right, this was a meaningful game that
Mhm.
really kind of went for it. Had some big moments, big scores.
I mean, the only game I would have maybe preferred was the Jaguars Chiefs.
Yeah, that was
You
another one
mentioned
that
that 'cause
happened.
it was 7-0, 10-0, and you text about, oh, what are we doing? Just give us the week, and I was like, Jaguars Chiefs.
Yeah.
After the Jaguars picked this comeback,
You did call that. Yep.
And they did,
they
yeah.
made the comeback. They won by 3, and it was could have chosen for game of the week.
Yeah, that would definitely have been another one we could have chose. So, all right, let's go into the underreaction. Underreaction, overreaction. We'll start with underreaction.
I had one down, but my laptop died. So
Oh, okay.
No.
I'm trying to remember it now. Oh yeah, underreaction. I've seen a whole hell of a lot about the Niners, especially after beating the Rams and being the clear favorite in NFC West at the moment, with a full NFC West loss and the Niners beating the favorite to win it as the 5th most injured team by total loss points per game. However the hell they make that up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
5th for most injured on that. And I mean, you're looking at it like we just talked about. They're on wide receiver 5 at this point. If you want to put Kendrick Bourne there, or 4, wherever you want to put him, and 4 and down, 5 and down, wherever you want to put it. They have backup quarterback, which Mac Jones does look excellent, but healthy Brock Purdy has a few different parts of the game. Like even Kyle Shanahan said, his escapability is
Mhm.
light years ahead of Mac Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Which, so we're missing a part of the game in the QB room. All the wide receivers are down, and I mean Trent Williams looks terrible.
Yeah.
So the amount of regression they had in their old people, the amount of injuries they've had, and they're still 4-1, and do power rankings one of the best teams in the NFL.
So the only thing I'm going to correct that I think is different is I think Trent Williams has looked terrible until that Rams game, but he put Jared Verse on his ass a couple times, which was cool. I don't know if you noticed that. Like I went
did.
back and watched some, and he was just just throwing his arms out towards him. Dude, it's crazy how powerful Trent Williams is.
Yeah,
But
it's
I
like,
just
when
think
it comes to actual physicality and strength, I still think he's one of the best in the game.
he's
but
lost a step. Though.
anytime somebody tries to run around him, they run around him.
I just think it's coming off the best game he's had all year. That's all
Yeah,
I'm trying to say.
but-
I thought he did really well against Jared Verse, and but his run blocking is even down. He's
in
not
that
playing
game,
great.
even his run blocking was
Yeah. So
was
I just
not
I
good
just
at
want to
all.
say
So,
that like I did see some highlights where he was pushing Jared Verse
Yeah.
around, which is good.
which an edge rusher like that, I know Micah and all these guys do it, but you're usually about 70 pounds heavier. You should be able to do something, which it's
Yeah.
crazy. You have to be one of the best to ever do it to kick the hell out of the edge
Mhm.
rushers. But
Mhm. Yeah, to me, the most surprising thing, especially like them scoring points on offense, it's just like you look at like the roster and it's just like, dude, how are they going to score any points? They can't run the ball. Who's going to catch passes? And then they first two drives they go on like, I don't know, 10 and 14 play drives and just cruise down the field and score a touchdown. And then the only thing that concerns me right now is with the defense, and I think you're hearing rumblings about it, but they need to get an edge rusher that's going to put pressure on.
Mhm.
I think Robert Saleh doesn't like to blitz a whole lot. You don't see him blitzing a whole lot just because I don't think he trusts some of those rookies on that back end to play man. I think he
Yeah.
trusts Lenore. Lenore's pretty locked down, but
Mhm.
everybody else, I think he's kind of concerned about sending maybe 6 or more to get some pressure. But if
Right.
you see it in games, the last 2 games, because I don't think they registered a pressure against Trevor Lawrence and the Jags. And Trevor Lawrence was getting the ball out pretty quick anyway,
Yeah.
but just watching the game, Stafford in that second half looked, like I said, it looked like he was playing 7-on-7. It was just, he was
Yep.
getting whatever he wanted. Even when they were kind of getting pressure, they were kind of blowing by him. He was just kind of sidestepping on that long pass to Tutu Atwell.
Oh yeah.
So I think they need to make a move, whether, I don't know who you think they should make a move for, but I think they need to make a move for a edge rusher to kind of bring that defense some juice.
I
Max
agree.
Crosby or Trey Hendrickson.
The
Got
only,
two guys
yeah.
on terrible teams that don't want to be with their teams,
Yeah.
and you might have to give up a first round pick to get one of the best edge rushers in the league that you could pair with.
Yeah.
You're already one of the best pass rushing edges in the league when he comes back next
Right.
year. So you could have two of the best.
Yeah.
You could have good pass rusher this year.
Yeah, that's the only thing that worries me is I
Yeah.
think they need to get some juice off the edge. I think Bryce Huff does a good enough job, but when he's the number one, because I think he was doing well when teams were concentrating on Bosa and he was kind of getting,
Mhm.
the lesser of the tackle or getting
Yeah.
whatever he wanted. But now when teams are kind of concentrating on him,
Yeah, they're moving the block scheme towards
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, the one guy I've been kind of surprised by, which I shouldn't be because he was second round pick, but Alfred Collins for the DT gets a good bit of
Yeah.
pressure, which is
Yep.
good when you start getting interior
Yeah,
pressure from
he's
defensive tackles.
playing better for sure.
Ed Mike Hill's disappointing as hell. Should have went with
Yeah.
Mike Green.
Right. Right. So far he has been. All right, give us your underreaction. Jared.
My underreaction is the Philadelphia Eagles offense. I knew it was bad, but looking at their stats, and I know it's only through week 5, but their passing offense is 31st in the league. Their rushing offense is 25th in the league. When you got Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts, your
See,
offense.
that last name
that
you
last
mentioned
one,
is
it
the
is.
problem.
It is. I've always said he's the problem, but when you got superstars like that, it just their
Mhm.
offense looks so inept and they can't
Maybe
push
they
the
should
ball.
have traded for Joe Flacco.
They probably should have. Holy cow!
And
And
what
I
were
was
they in the past? 27th?
31st in passing
Oh,
yards
wow.
per game, 25th in rushing yards per game, and so
And
like
you got a top 3 wide receiver core. So
yeah, and then we always think it's at least top 3, top 2 offensive line too,
Mhm.
and they can't run the ball, and it's surprising because I remember the stat 2 weeks ago against the Bucks when they ended up beating the Bucks. The Bucks kind of made a comeback. The Philadelphia Eagles did not complete a pass in the second half of that game, and then this week against the Denver Broncos, where they ended up losing, they had 25 offensive plays in the second half. They called 24 passing plays
Oh wow.
and only ran the ball once on one design run. So I wanted to kind of do this pretty quick, but here's their drives in the second half. 4 plays, 74 yards, touchdown. 5 plays, 23 yards, punt. 3 plays, negative 16 yards, punt. 3 plays, negative 6 yards, punt. 3 plays, 2 yards, punt. And then the end of the game, it was 6 plays, 45 yards to end the game. So it's just it's mind blowing how much attention you're not hearing about the Philadelphia Eagles, how inept they are on offense right now. And I think that's going to be their downfall. I think they're going to kind of squeak out wins because they got a pretty good team, but I think this is going to be their downfall in the playoffs to where they get in a battle with the team to where they have to actually score some points.
Not to be able to do
Yep.
it. I like that one. I learned something there. I didn't realize they were that bad either.
I didn't realize they were that bad, but I knew they weren't doing good.
Yeah.
Offensively.
Yeah, I knew like Saquon wasn't tearing it up,
It's
and
like they
I
put up
knew
a
they
lot
weren't
of
doing
points,
great.
but they also got the
Right.
best defense, so they're in the red zone.
They
every
are,
play,
yeah.
every
Yeah, that
play
was-
of
pretty much,
ball.
yeah.
That was good. Yeah, I like that. So mine actually is in the same division. My underreaction is the Cowboys offense. And people aren't reacting to how good this Cowboys offense actually is playing.
Mhm.
They're first in total yards, and I think they're over what did I have up
I think
here?
they're first in possession time too, because their defense comes out and gives a 3-play touchdowns every drive.
Yeah, they get a lot of chances at it. I agree
And
with
that's where
that.
their yards are at and stuff. Because
Total yards, they're averaging over 400 yards a game, 406 yards a game.
on about 38 possessions a game.
Their pass is averaging 272 yards passing, which is third. So they're the third passing. And the one that I like the best, and I think I said it early on, was that they've been showing that they could run the ball, except for that one real bad game they had against I think it was who'd they get? They just got like beat down by somebody where they couldn't do anything.
Can't remember now.
But their rushing is number 8, and so I think that's pretty good. Where it's not all on Dak Prescott, but they're averaging 134 yards rushing a game, which is pretty good, and that's pretty close to the other teams. It's only like 3 or 4 off of like Atlanta and Jacksonville and all that. So I don't think people are talking about enough. Dak Prescott is throwing the ball great, and I don't think he's had CeeDee Lamb the
He's
last couple
throwing
weeks.
45 passes a game.
Yeah,
Of course,
but
he's throwing it great.
their offense is getting it done.
I could throw for 400 yards if you give me CeeDee Lamb to throw the
Yep.
ball 245 times.
So I just pulled this up too. Speaking of Dak Prescott, it's kind of funny that we mentioned him, but he is leading the league in passing attempts at 195. The next closest person is Patrick Mahomes and Stafford at 183. So he's got 12 more passing attempts than those guys, but he is completing 71.3%.
Yeah.
You said 195.
Yeah.
So through 5 games, he has 195. He is doing, what would that be, 19.9 or 19.5 or something like that? What would
No,
that
it's
actually amount
almost
to be?
30. I
Or
think.
not.
Yeah.
Not 19. I was thinking it's 39.
Yeah, it's over 30.
I was more worried about that
Attempts,
decimal
yeah.
point because he is
But if
Mhm.
he's throwing for
one pass a game off of
71%,
39.
that's hella good. And
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, he was my MVP prediction last
so-
time. He wasn't hurt. And
so
then he
anyway.
got hurt. But,
anyway, yeah, that's mine. Is the Cowboys offense? You're
Yeah.
not hearing about how good they're actually doing. Yes, they get a lot of attempts and they need it, but they're able to do it. So
Yeah, this is just real quick on Dak. This is his attempts so far in games: 29, 40, 40, 52, and 34. But even in that 52 game against the Giants, where they ended up having to go to overtime and win, he completed 73% of his passes on 52 attempts. So
still
we talked about it during the offseason when Gage talked about MVP candidates. Like when he's healthy in the regular season, he's one of the best quarterbacks
yep.
in the league. So I mean, he's
Yeah.
just kind of proving it right now. And then to do it without, one of the
Right.
top 10 receivers, however you look at CeeDee Lamb in the league, too.
Well, he was my backup for MVP this year, and then when Joe Burrow went down, now he is my guy. So, I mean, shedding some light on that, which people aren't talking about it because the Giants they're just not looking good because of their defense.
Mhm.
Everything's rough for them except for against the Jets. But,
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into overreaction.
I don't have one.
Okay,
My overreaction, let me see, I had it pulled up real quick, but I was doing an overreaction on when Mike McDaniel will be fired. I was trying to figure that out, so I was looking at their schedule. And I do think, and I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I do think he will be the first coach fired, and I think it will be probably during the season.
Mhm.
I think it'll probably be Tomlin.
Tomlin?
Should be Tomlin.
They're,
Should be Tomlin.
they're
leading-
winning. They're
should be.
leading the division right now.
You're looking at these teams that are winning, and I think there are 3 coaches that have good careers and stuff that should be fired.
Well,
You
so
got Shanahan, you got Tomlin, and you got Harbaugh.
which one, John?
John, yeah. So I was looking. So their schedule coming up, they got the Chargers, which is a winnable game, I guess. Maybe not. Then they got the Browns, Atlanta, and then Baltimore. And then that Baltimore is on, I want to say, a Thursday night game. So that was my prediction, is he's going to get fired after that Baltimore game since it's a Thursday night game.
After the Baltimore game,
Yeah.
that's their best chance at a win.
I don't know, man. Because after that, they got Buffalo.
Yeah, but that's their best chance at a win.
Well, I was
That's gonna be
thinking
the reason he keeps his job.
it might be. But thinking down the line, I do think he will be the first coach fired this year. Might be an overreaction. I don't know. Just the way the team's going. the team's trending. Usually, if you can't stop the run, nothing magical is going to happen to where you automatically start stopping the run.
Yep.
And then looking at their coaching staff, I think Darrell Bevel will be the interim head coach
Oh,
Well,
because
yeah.
he's the or passing game coordinator.
Oh, okay.
If he gets
I like
fired,
it.
the Niners need to pick him up as a play caller.
He might be. He's a good X's and O's
Because
guy.
you were on Kyle Shanahan's system, which is legendary,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
he won't give up play calling, and that's why I think he needs fired. I don't want to get rid of his system, but God damn, does his
Yeah.
play call piss me off?
So I could see the play calling a little bit as long as Mike McDaniels doesn't just do screens the whole time. I mean, he's screen game. It's always.
Our team is built
So-
for screens, man.
But
You got CMC out there in the open field, and then you put
yeah, but it's all
anyone-
wide receiver bubble screens and shit.
Yeah.
I know.
and you could put anyone out there behind Juwan Jennings who's gonna beat the shit out of the corner, and then probably get off
third
and
and
beat the shit out of
12
safety.
bubble screen.
We
You
probably
know,
need to
it's
do
third
more
and
bubble
15. Let's do another bubble screen. No, yeah, I like that. I think that's fun. That's a good one. I bet he is the first coach to go
Yeah.
to. So my overreaction is actually, I think it was Gage's underreaction. I think people are overreacting to the 49ers 4-1 start. I do think it's impressive. I think it's awesome what they've been able to do. We talked about that, but also there are a lot of lucky factors that came into that. When you look at all the drop passes by the Cardinals, that goes into what you're talking about with the defense. I mean, I think Marvin Harrison dropped 2 big catches and wide open, especially the one where it was just a lob downfield, wide open, would have ran in for a touchdown. I think Fred Warner was within like 15 yards of him, was the closest person. The fumbles against that were by the Rams, I think they had 2 fumbles. That the one was awesome. It was great. That was a good play by Colin. Just knocked the ball out of there.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
He punched him in the face and
He did,
brought
yeah.
it down to the ball
Yeah.
still.
I just think it's like they have this luck also with the fact that they're resilient. So I'm just adding this luck to it too, where I mean things are just happening in their favor. Where you're like, yes, that guy is off to the races for touchdown, and he drops it. So I'm talking about in the game. I'm not talking. I know injuries is not lucky, but I know where you're going with that.
Well, it's they get hurt in the game, so I mean,
But and then you got like we talked about earlier, the bad coaching decision, which I think was terrible by the Rams at the end there to take it out of Stafford's hands, like we talked. I mean, it was just like these things are just going. I think really the best win was probably their first win, real solid against Seahawks, because now we know the Seahawks are tough. But at the time, we were just like, oh man, maybe the Niners aren't going to be so great. They had to fight Seahawks, but I'm not saying that it hasn't been impressive. I'm not saying I'm not happy with the 4-1 start, but it is one that I think it can be overreacted to if you're not watching the games,
like-
going, holy shit, how are we here?
Mhm.
So my thing is, though, I look at it and all I've seen after our win is what went wrong for the Rams, what went wrong for the Rams instead of what did the Niners do good? Because yes, they got some lucky plays in that game. It was overall just we locked down their top target, Puka, Demondre, held him to 2 catches in the first half for only 24 yards, and that's usually the recipe to beat the Rams. But there's a little bit of luck in there, but it's also Mac Jones looks great because Kyle Shanahan's system makes every quarterback look great. And, I mean, I just think there's so much upside that you don't hear talked about. It's just, what did this team do wrong to lose to the Niners? What did this team do wrong?
Yeah.
And that's all I've seen is what did after every win, it's what went wrong for this team, not what did the Niners do to beat this team.
Right. No, and I think they do plenty, like we talked about earlier, to get them in there. But I'm also saying, like, there was some mistakes that are just undeniable as you're like, whoo. I don't know how many times it's like, damn, that dude was wide open again and running for the touchdown and dropped it. And I mean, we have some on our side too. I agree with that. But I'm just saying we could easily be 1-4.
Yeah,
And so those
no,
factors.
I agree
So,
100%. That's just the reason
Right.
I put it as an underreaction is because everything's what did the team do to lose to us.
Right, and
So
I
it's
agreed
like,
with your underreaction
Yeah.
as the way we put it. And I do agree with
Mhm.
that, but I think also the overreaction could be like, this team really isn't a 4-1 team right now.
But if
but
they were healthy, they'd be a 5-0 team right now.
yeah,
so.
maybe. Okay, so let's go into our picks. This week we have our listener picks. The winner of that is Austin Stocks. So Austin won it. He only had 5 losses. There was a few people who had 6 losses. And so I thought when I was going down the list, I was like, all right, well, it's going to be whoever got the points right. I think Hunter was leading on that until I got to Austin. Only had 5 losses. Good job, Austin. Just go ahead and get with us. We'll get you your money out to you. Just message us on Facebook, message us on Podbean, Message us individually if you know one of us. Just let us know that you listen to this and that you heard your name called, which is something I want to point out because I was talking to Jared before. We have 2 listener wins that have not got with us yet. So again, I'll say who they are. You still got to listen to the episodes and get with us. But the first one was Quentin Lavelle. Just get with us again. I think he won it a couple weeks ago, and he won that one by a point spread too. I think just by the points in a tie. And then last week was Jason Klepper. So yeah, just go ahead and get with us on that. We'll get you guys' money. We just need a message. Let us know that you listen to the episode. And same goes for you, Austin. Good job.
It was actually me 2 weeks ago, but I can't win apparently.
Oh yeah, yeah. That is true. That is one where you lost 3, and that's why we kind of set a precedent that we're like, oh man, normally you got to beat the listeners too, but
we have our own little competition going, so that's okay.
Normally you got to beat us, but then we set that out there, so it's like nobody had won before that, so we'll just be like, all right, it's just gonna be a battle between them. So as far as we go, Jared went 6-8.
Yes. You suck ass.
And me and Gage both tied, going 7-7. So we didn't do much better.
Bad week.
Yeah.
It was an ugly week for picks, man. That was a tough one. So many games just, went away from where I feel like conventional wisdom, should have went.
Well, and I always do it. I always have 1 or 2 games in there where I'm trying to catch the upset, and I'm always wrong. It's other games that there's the upset. That's what always screws me too.
Yeah. So
Just like if I seriously picked every week, I'd probably have 1 or 2 games back.
Right.
But I want to catch that upset. But it's always other games that have the upset.
So right now, between first place, which is Jared, who's 50-27 and with 1 tie, and Gage, who is last with 43-34-1, there's a 7-game difference there. So that's going to be some catching up there if Gage wants to come up and win. I'm sitting pretty much just right in the middle at 48-23-1. I'm 2 games behind Jared. So yeah, Gage, you might have to pick get some luck on a few there. So
how do you have less wins and less losses? He's 15-27, which is 77 games. You're at 71 with 48-23. He's cheating.
Is he cheating?
He's cheating.
No, he's got 77, and then what? What did I do?
You got 61 here. Or 71. You got 71 here. Or 72, I guess. 78 and 72.
Yeah, I don't know. How did I mess up my math?
6 games behind somewhere.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get that fixed. I'm not sure how that one happened.
Yeah.
But I'll get that fixed. But 41, 48, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what happened, but either he's got inflated stats or you got deflated stats.
Yeah, maybe. So, yeah, we'll get that fixed. But either way, Jared's leading. We'll take care of that here in a minute. All right, but let's go into our picks this week.
Cool. Let me pull it up since I, slacked off and get to do it on my phone today. Thursday night football is Eagles Giants. Is this one to pick the upset on? No, it's
No.
not. The Eagles might suck on offense, but they're not Giants bad. As much as stats show it, they aren't Giants bad. They still manage points. So I'm taking the Eagles in this. I'm taking it 24-21 though. I think Jackson Dart's going to make it close.
Yeah, I don't trust the Eagles' offense, but I think their defense is good enough to put them in position to get short fields, field goals, short touchdowns, whatever it is. But I got the Eagles winning big, 31-13.
Eagles winning 31-13. Okay, so they've got Philly as a 7.5-point favorite, which I'm totally okay with. Yeah, it's kind of weird that the Eagles, I didn't realize their offense was that bad, but I got them winning 35-14. I think they'll put a shellacking on the
Neither
Giants.
of you have faith in Jackson Dart at all, huh? I mean, he might be like fumbling with no one around him and stuff, but come on.
That's true.
He could throw the
This
ball.
could be his breakout game. I don't know. I guess maybe his breakout game was the Chargers. Would you say that was the breakout game?
Yeah.
He's already had it. See, he's good.
Yeah. Like I said, as long as he's not just putting the ball on the ground with no one around him, he looks great.
Yeah.
Next game is Broncos-Jets. In this one, I'm going to have to take the Broncos. I think it's pretty clearly. I don't want to do a score prediction because the Broncos are pretty unpredictable, but I'll go with 21-7.
21-7 Broncos?
Yep.
Yeah, I think this is another London game. I think we're in that stretch of the season where we're going to get international game every Sunday morning.
Yep, it's at
Um,
7:30, which
yep.
I will not wake up to watch this one.
So if
I'm not
you're
very excited
if you're
about
a
it.
Broncos fan, remember you got to wake up early to watch this one.
Wow,
I got
you mentioned the Broncos, but I think we have more Jets fans
oh,
probably
do we?
than
The
mean-
Bronco fans?
I don't even know a Jets fan.
I don't either.
yeah. But like you said, a majority of
Oh,
our
we do have a
listeners
lot of
don't-
New York guys.
Oh, really?
Majority,
All
yeah.
right.
Both our biggest,
Over the last month
biggest,
was
yeah. Over
That's
the
not
last
bad
month
for
is-
them though, because that'll be a 9:30 kickoff for them. So that's probably
Yeah.
pretty good for them
Yeah.
to actually watch the Jets and get on with your day.
That's
Right.
true. I guess the Broncos do got to wake up at 2 hours earlier. So.
I think that win against Philadelphia is going to kind of propel the Broncos. Maybe find another gear or something like that on offense. I got the Broncos winning 27-10 against the Jets.
Okay, they got Broncos as a 6.5-point favorite. I'm surprised it's not bigger. Maybe it's just because the Jets are at home. I was looking around. I didn't really see any significant injuries to the Broncos.
I don't
or
know.
anything,
You can't really
so
consider it a home game if it's in London.
That's true. Yeah. So it's like,
Maybe
why?
London's closer to New York than it
Yeah.
is Denver. But
I would probably do double digits. Of course, every time I say that, it doesn't work that way. But I like the Broncos 28-7. So
I think the reason they won't make it a higher spread is Denver's inconsistency.
yeah, maybe.
I think
Maybe
they
that's
only
it.
had 3 points at halftime against Philadelphia, and they kind of poured it on in the second half. But
Yeah,
they just go, like you said, I think they go in spurts. It's weird.
Yeah.
Bo Nix, I don't know.
yeah. If they could just consistently put up points, and that's why they're beating teams, then I think you would. But where
Mhm.
they always just have to, either first half is really good, and then they slowly let them back in the second, or the first half is terrible, and they come back in the second. If they could just play a full game, you'd see a higher spread on this,
Mhm.
but they don't.
Fair enough.
Next game is Seahawks Jaguars, and this one, man, after last week, it's actually tough.
Yeah.
A real tough
It's
game.
real tough. I'm gonna have to go probably the Jaguars on this one again, and I'm taking 35-34 in a game of the week finish.
Okay.
This one was kind of tough. I think I left this one almost last on purpose, but then I started kind of thinking about it. I think Mike McDonald is going to get that defense figured out. The Jaguars' offense really isn't like super like explosive. I think they'll grind out games, kind of like what they did against the Niners and the Chiefs. I like their defense. Their defense has 14 turnovers already on the season, so.
Yeah.
But Sam Darnold that has actually been playing a lot better. But I do like Seattle to go down to Jacksonville and win 26-17.
Oh, okay. Yes, I can see that. They have Jacksonville as a 1.5-point favorite. I like this being a close game. I like the close spread there. You can almost even make it even, but I could see giving Jacksonville a little bit for being home. I'm going Jaguars just because of the way Seahawks got exploited a little bit by the Bucks. Now, I don't think that the Jags are nearly as explosive as the Buccaneers, but maybe it showed some cracks in that defense that they could exploit a little bit with their guys. I like Jaguars 24-17, but I do think the defenses are going to play a huge role here. That's why I went 24-17.
Cool, I like it. Next game I got is Chargers Dolphins. I think it's kind of hard because they both have their terrible moments this season, but the whole season's been terrible for the Dolphins. So I think you got to go with the Chargers here. So
The Chargers, I like our biggest concern going into the season with the Chargers was their offensive line, and it's just magnified with Slater and Joe Alt going down. I don't know if Joe Alt's going to play, but their offensive line since he went out, they just look terrible.
Real bad.
Herbert doesn't have time to throw anything. They came out hot and fast against the Commanders. I think it was 10-0 pretty quick, and then I don't think they scored another point.
yeah.
But Dolphins are just the Dolphins. Like I said, I think Mike McDaniel's going to lose his job here pretty soon. So I got the Chargers winning 24-21 in a close game.
And I think one thing, I agree. I think Dolphins will figure out a way to lose this. They got LAC by 3.5. One thing about the Chargers, too, that kind of made me kind of a little bit was I think they're without Omarion Hampton now, too.
Oh, yeah, he's on IR,
So
too.
you got Harris and Omarion Hampton's down, so I think they're going with can't even remember their running back now. But so that's not great. But I think Herbert's going to be able to do enough there. I think, and anybody can run against the Dolphins. So I'm going to go with the Chargers as well. I got it 35-20 because I still like the Chargers defense, even though they haven't played great this season. But I still like what they got going on there. So
Fair enough.
35-20 Chargers.
Next game is the other LA team. It's Rams Ravens. And, you just think about it, and I think about the roster. I want to take the Ravens, even without Lamar. But the Rams, they're going to do it. It's going to be like 35-28.
Yeah,
Derrick Henry's going to finally bounce back a little bit, but they're gonna be
I
able to
hope
pass
so
the ball.
for fantasy purposes. Holy cow, Derrick Henry, come on, get it together. The Ravens. The only thing that I don't trust on the Ravens is their defense, which is surprising because I thought that was going to be like a strong point going
Yeah.
into the season for them, and they lost their nose tackle for the season. I think he had a neck injury. I can't pronounce his name, and then they just traded their defensive end to, who did they trade him to? Anyway, they traded their starting defensive end too. So I mean, they're already worse than what their defense has shown all season. But I like the Rams offense. I think they're just going to put some points on them. I think it's going to be 31-24 Rams.
Okay, I like that. They got LA by 7.5, which I totally see. The Ravens just really haven't done much. I do think that Lamar is going to come play, but even with him, I think this was going to be a hell of a game. Even with if the Ravens were completely healthy and the Rams are completely healthy, I think it would still be a hell of a game. But the Ravens are hurt on defense. They've got a lot of injuries. Their defense is just, there's no resistance. It
No.
seems like there at all. So I like the Rams to win 35-24. I do think the Ravens will put up points with Lamar back and Derrick Henry. But, yeah, I think the Rams would just be way too much, 35-24.
Cool. Next game is the Cardinals and the Colts. This one's really hard for me because Jonathan Taylor could go for 3 touchdowns, or he could only score 1. I think he's getting in no matter what. But it's 1 or 3. Who knows how many times the Cardinals are going to drop it before getting in the end zone. That's what's all going to happen in this one. But I think I'm going to take the Colts in this in like a 42-28.
All right. Yeah, I like how you brought that up because these are the two teams in back-to-back weeks to drop the football before going to the end zone. So maybe the one team that doesn't drop the ball before going to the end zone ends up winning this one. But
Going to win.
I think that loss is going to hurt the Cardinals. I think it's going to be bad for their psyche a little bit, losing to the Titans how they did, and that little incident Jonathan Gannon had on the sideline with
DeMarcado.
yeah, was kind of a little eye-opening. So maybe
That-
he'll be the first coach fired. I don't
That
know.
probably should have been
He
my
got fined,
overreaction.
right?
I
Yeah.
thought that was
So I got the Colts. Colts are just rolling right now, and they haven't done anything to dissuade me from that. That they're going to roll against the Cardinals. So I got them winning 34-17.
Okay, they got Indy by 7.5. I'm okay with that, even though I do have it a little bit closer just because the Cards could probably go in there and make it look a little dirty, but I still got the Colts winning 31-28, and that'll be on a Cardinals trying to make a comeback type of touchdown at the end. That'll make it closer.
who would have thought we'd be predicting the Daniel Jones led Indianapolis Colts to score
Oh,
5
my
times
gosh.
or 6 times.
That's crazy.
Yep.
But yeah, I guess one thing I didn't really talk about was that DiCaprio, when they punched him or hit him, or whatever,
DeMarcado.
that should have been my overreaction because that's football, man.
Yeah,
My
pro
coach did that
sports,
to me
yeah.
anytime I messed up.
It's pro
And that
sports
was high
too,
school.
man. You're
Gave him
getting
a
paid.
shot to
Yeah.
the pads or whatever he did.
I did that to some of my kids. They're 9 years old, man. You can chill out a little bit. None of their parents were trying to beat me up or anything. Like,
He's-
Jesus.
This is a grown ass man. Jeez.
Right. Keep it on the
Yeah.
pads. You're good.
He's got a problem with it. He can fight back.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
okay. Next game is Cowboys Panthers. This one also is hard because you could see 50 points out of the Cowboys,
hmm
or you could see 3. So I think I'm going to take the Panthers in this one, though. Really like what the Panthers are starting to come along. I think they will be able to figure out their offense against this Cowboys defense. So it's just whether they can hold the ball long enough for Dak not to throw 50 passes. That's what you got to do to beat the Cowboys right now, and I think they're going to pull it off, and I think they're going to do it 31-28.
Okay.
I got this one almost opposite. I think this is going to be a close game as well. I don't trust Cowboys defense. I do like what the Panthers did that second half against Miami. Was it Miami
Yep.
that they played?
Yep.
I think they kind of found something. I did get to watch a little bit of that game, and I got to watch Bryce Young, and he looked really good, kind of throwing the ball that second half. I don't know what he looked like in the first half, but I think this might continue against the Cowboys defense, who's pretty leaky. But I got the Cowboys winning 31-28 against the Panthers.
Okay. They have Dallas by 3.5, which I think is what we're all kind of saying here. That's pretty good spread. I could even go like 1.5 or 2 with that. But I like the Cowboys only because I think the Cowboys will outlast them. I got it a close game, though, 38-35. But you're right. If the Panthers can ground it out and get plus 200 on the ground again, yeah, they take it out of Dak's hands like that. So
Yeah, they could do 8-9 minute drives.
Mhm.
Then
yeah,
that's how you beat the
so
Cowboys.
I can see it going either way too. But I just kind of trust that Cowboys offense a little bit more than the Panthers. So.
Mhm. Next game is Patriots Saints, and never thought I'd be saying about one of these quarterbacks, but it's a battle of two
Yeah.
good young quarterbacks.
Yep.
Spencer looks real good. Drake May's the next Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Seen that last week, and I've been a believer since he came out of college. So I think the Patriots are going to pull it off, probably like 35-31, but I think we're going to learn a lot about the Saints this week.
Yeah.
They can put a lot together.
Yeah, I remember doing the power rankings at the beginning of the year, and I pretty easily put the Saints at the last team. But I've been kind of impressed. I know their record doesn't show, but I think they've been playing hard. They've been in a lot of games, and then they ended up winning this last week against the New York Giants, which was good for them. But I like the Patriots. I like how they played against the Bills. I think this one's going to be a close one as well. I think it's going to be 23-20 New England.
Yeah, they got New England by 3.5, which I'm good with. I do have it a little bit more of a spread just because I think I really liked what the Patriots were doing with the run game against the run game. So I think that with the Saints, once you stop that, I know Rattler's been playing good, but he's also going to make some mistakes against that Patriots defense as well. So I'm going Patriots 27-13, but the Saints are better than what I think people thought they would
Yeah.
be. And
Yeah, they're
so-
1-4, but they're a couple plays away
Yeah.
from 2-3 or 3-2.
Yeah, heck yeah.
they did prove. I mean, it was cool because I had the Giants as my number 32 team in the power rankings. So when the Saints beat them, I was like, yes, a little bit of
Perfect.
A little
Yeah.
vindication.
vindication there. So
Nice. Next game is Browns Steelers, and we know this one could get really heated, so it's gonna be a fun one to watch. Hopefully
some
there's
helmets
no,
ripped off.
yeah, hopefully there's nothing like that, but still Myles Garrett out there, so it could happen.
Psycho.
You just got to be a psycho to be good at the end, man.
Yeah.
and play for the Browns too. So
Yeah.
Yeah, other than Nick Bosa, he's the only one that's like all calm for defensive ends. But
Yeah, but if he played for the Browns, he'd be ripping off helmets
yeah.
too.
yeah, if I play for anybody who plays for the Browns, they're going insane at some point. Everybody just needs to get on track with Deshaun and go hit some massages with him and chill out a little bit.
Yeah, just relax, man.
Yep.
Get some handy J.
I think this could be the most fun game because there could be a lot of fights and stuff, but it's probably going to be the most boring game for points scored because it's probably going to be a 6-3 finish because it's two really good defenses with two not great offenses.
Okay.
So 6-3, I'm going to take the Steelers.
All
6-3.
right, 6-3.
Didn't realize I did Sam.
Yeah. I was like,
I was
cool.
thinking Steelers 6-3, but I just said 6-3.
Right on.
But I'm
Uh,
just not taking it because who knows? So
Right.
I think going back and looking at my scores, this might be my lowest scoring one too. It's not crazy, but I do have the Steelers winning 21-17. The Steelers are coming off a bye, so I think that might give them a little bit of an advantage over the Cleveland. And Cleveland I was looking at who they were kind of throwing the ball to last week. Gabriel. Gabriel, I thought played fine. I don't think he did anything crazy.
just
That's
has nobody.
Yeah,
No. Well,
he didn't.
depending on who you talk to, he has nobody.
So this was the box score for who he was throwing the ball to. David Njoku was the leading receiver, and then it was Isaiah Bond, Jamari Thrash, Jerome Ford, Quinshon Junkins, and then finally you get down to Jerry Jeudy, had 2 catches for 15 yards. And then after him, it was Harold Fanning Jr. and then Dylan Simpson. It was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
They just don't have the weapons on
At least he
offense.
spread the love, though.
They do have
That's a lot of pass.
That is true. I do like Junkins as a running back. I think he's running the
Heck
ball
yeah.
really well. So if they can kind of grind it out and keep things close, but I do have the Steelers winning 21-17.
I totally forgot somehow. I don't watch enough Browns football because they're not very fun. But I totally forgot they got to say Isaiah Bond too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He could
So-
become a demon for
He
him
could, yeah.
if someone could throw him the football.
All right, they got Pittsburgh by 6.5, which I mean, I guess I know the Browns haven't showed much on offense, but they've done really good things with that
I
defense.
think that might be
Um,
their biggest score difference in the game is 7 points.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and against the Vikings, I thought they looked pretty decent. Vikings had to pull some last second magic to beat them. But I don't know. I wanted to pick the Browns so bad just because of what Junkins has been doing. and seeing what Dylan Gabriel can do a little bit. He actually didn't. I don't think he turned the ball over, which was awesome. So, but I ended up going Steelers, but I could see this going the Browns too because I could see him getting to Rodgers. But I ended up taking the safe bet, going with Steelers 24-17.
Yeah, I wanted to take the Browns as my upset this week, but I take them almost every week.
I was gonna say
I'm taking a loss on them almost every week. So
Yep.
it's probably going to bite me in the ass now that I did choose them. They're probably going to go win a game.
Yeah.
But next game is going to be Titans Raiders, and even though the Titans are coming off a win, it's still the toilet bowl this week. I think it's two not so great teams, but Cam Ward's coming along. Definitely not a top 5 receiving core, but they're coming along. I mean, if you could get Genty going, which I think you could against this defense, then the Raiders got a shot. But I think I'm taking the Titans 28-17.
Yeah, I got this one super close. This one was hard to because I don't feel great about either of these teams at this point in the season. But I do have the Raiders squeaking it out 24-23.
Yeah, they got Las Vegas as a 4.5-point favorite, which for me, I'm okay with that. I mean, I know you picked Titans and you barely like the Raiders, but I think this is actually going to be kind of a get-on-track game for the Raiders. I think they're actually going to be able to get their offense rolling a little bit more. So I think it's going to be 23-13. And the Titans, I mean, they shouldn't even have won last week. I think it would be it because their wide receiving core, whatever it is, but Cam Ward, I think he has the lowest average of a rookie starting quarterback or starting quarterback through so many games for passing. It's like passing. I think it was under 6 yards attempt or something like that. It was crazy. It was a crazy low number. So he's just checking it off, hitting his safety valve all the time. So I like the Raiders here, 23-13. But it'd be cool to see the Titans.
Yeah.
But
sorry, I'm looking up stuff for this next game. I'm trying to figure out who the Niners are going to get back because I think they have a couple of their IR players able to come back, aren't they?
yeah, I heard Kittle could come back. He's eligible to come off IR, but they're going to hold off till the Falcons.
Yeah, and Ayuk's eligible to come back.
I
don't
think
know if they
the only one that I saw practicing was Mustafa. Mustafa's practice window is open.
and that's going to be huge because Marquise Sigil sucks ass.
Yeah, he's real bad. He's not too bad in the run,
Yeah,
but
can
as
step
far as
up a lot.
coverage, he just gives guys their space and catch it and I'll tackle you. That's
and
not
that's-
your job, dude.
Right.
That's why Devontae looks so good. Is because they just got him down there in Marquise Sigil zone, and then boom,
Yep.
everybody's open. I could get open against that guy. It's crazy. So we got 49ers Bucks next. We might have some players come back. We'll have to see what goes on throughout the next couple of days. I know it's a big week. Like I said, I think Ayuk's technically eligible to return this week or next week.
Yeah,
Well,
I
that's
don't
coming
expect
soon.
him, but
Yeah, so that's coming soon. We got some coming soon. But so hard because the Bucks like to usually are good, then they like to suck at some points, and the Niners just pull it off every week. And I think they're going to pull off a close one. I think they're going to drag the Bucks down. I think it'll be 27-24, 26-23 like last game.
I like that. So I'm going to go on a trend here since I didn't pick the Niners last week and they ended up winning. I'm going to do the same thing, hoping that they win, and I'll eat this one. But I don't know. It's hard because you're not hearing much. I know Kittle's eligible to come back, but I don't think he is this week. I think that's going to be the biggest one for them to get returned, and I think that's going to help their run game. I think when Kittle comes back because he's such a good blocker. Both of these teams play close games. I think every game that they've played this season have all been close, both of these teams. And so I got this one close as well. I just think the Buccaneers have too much firepower. And the way that Baker's throwing the football, I got them winning 30-27.
Oh, but who's he going to throw to now? Zemeckis could be put in a box, man. He's going to get his smoke for the
True.
NFL this week.
I hope he does.
He-
I hope he does.
right.
I told
He
you
laughs
I'll
every
eat
time.
this one.
He
Oh,
laughs every time I talk about a wide receiver one getting put in a box, but DeMondre is one of the best corners in the league. So
Yeah, he's playing well, but yeah. So they got Tampa as 2.5-point favorite. I like that being at home for them. Niners been playing pretty good with what they have. I was looking at this too. Brock Purdy's questionable still. Pearsall's questionable. Jennings questionable, and the Watkins is questionable. So I mean, there's a chance that we get maybe 2 out of those 3 wide receivers back.
If we get
it
Ricky
does not
back,
mention
Ricky
Kittle
back.
on here for some reason. Maybe just because he's on IR or whatever.
They
But
probably. I mean, if they already declared he's not playing until next week, then
well, yeah, it was just talked about. So he's like
Mhm.
he's questionable or doubtful.
Oh.
But that would be cool. But I went back and forth on this one for a while too because it was like the Niners just keep scraping out wins, being able to do things, and the Bucks they're both winning at the end of games.
yeah,
And so I ended up going the Niners. I went home team with it and was like, all right, I'm just going to home team this one just because they both go. But I got about the same score as Jared. I got it 30-28 Niners.
All right.
So
well, if like Rick comes back, it could be a 2-score game.
Maybe Eddie
That guy's a
Pinero gets
baller.
another game-winning field goal.
yep, that's exactly what I was thinking. Was just kind of
Yeah, if that whole questionable list doesn't come back, then yes, it's probably gonna be that. But if Slick Rick comes back, it's game over.
I like that.
Next game is Bengals Packers, which I did look on his page a little bit, and 14.5-point spread.
Oh,
Yep.
Is that
really?
the biggest we've ever seen?
Oh,
not this season, but not quite. It's really
Wow.
close though. I think the other closest we seen was 15.5.
oh
Well, Take that spread
wow.
because Joe Flacco and the Bengals are winning it 27-24.
You're going Bengals?
Bengals.
Bengals over the
Joe
Packers.
I like
Flacco
it.
and the Bengals. Man.
Oh,
I told
wow.
you at the start of this episode, the Bengals are back. They got
Okay.
Joe Flacco. They got. It takes anybody other than Jake Browning and what's that backup? That was Miami's. That's Skylar Thompson.
Skylar
Anybody
Thompson.
but those two can have this offense clicking, and they're going to come out and they're going to beat the Packers.
Okay.
I got the Packers. I know they didn't look good the last 2 weeks, so they had a bye week. So hopefully they hit the reset button. I think this is a good reset for them to play the Bengals. I don't like the Bengals defense. I think they're still one of the worst defenses in the league. It doesn't matter. That Al Golden's calling their defense, even though he's a Golden Domer. Dang it. But I got the Packers winning 34-17. Sorry, Joe Flacco. You will throw probably 2 touchdown passes, though.
Yeah.
And
So you're
probably
okay.
get sacked 8
They're
times.
going to beat that spread. What
Yeah.
you're thinking.
Yeah.
So on this one, I have it a little bit closer, but only because I think the Bengals will do what they did last week. They're going to score some points in the fourth when they got a pass, and they're going to need to. But I still like the Packers to win it 34-28.
So we all think they should take that spread. I
no,
think
No,
he
man,
had it by 17.
I had 17.
Oh, yeah.
so he was
17, okay.
yeah, he's got the Packers beating the spread.
okay. Well,
So, but I don't. I would probably pick against.
yeah,
that,
I
but-
think you take both Bengals money line, which will probably be a plus 600.
Yeah,
so
probably.
probably with some big bucks
Yeah.
when Joe Flacco comes out and torches this Packers defense. But next game is Lions Chiefs, and you asked me this one preseason, before the season starts, and
would have been one of the
would have
best
been hard.
games.
Yeah, it would have been one of the best games. Would have been hard to choose, but I think the Lions are going to win at 37-24. They're going to repeat last week.
Yeah, I don't like where the Chiefs are at right now. I talked about 2 weeks ago. I think they were my underreaction about. I don't think they're going to get it figured out on offense until at least Rashee Rice comes back. They've kind of found a little bit when Xavier Worthy came back. Their offense kind of took off a little bit, but I still think they're missing Rashee Rice to kind of make it a little bit more explosive. And he's not coming back this week. And I like the Lions. The Lions are just kind of rolling right now on offense. I like them winning 31-24.
So a bit
Lions.
closer. But
So this was crazy. I talked about this with Jared before you got here, I think, Gage, and I looked. I don't see any reason why the Chiefs should be favored in this one. I really don't. But they do have KC as the 2.5-point favorite going in this one. I looked at the injury list. I don't see anything on there that tells me any different.
bullshit
I don't
penalty
get it.
calls that we even seen in their
Yeah.
loss to the Jaguars.
Maybe they'll get hometown going into KC, but I like the Lions on this one big time. I like them 42-30. So I don't understand where
Yeah.
that comes from. Maybe the win.
Is Jared
even
Goff
if-
hurt?
That's
Is that
what I was
going on?
looking. I
Like-
don't see anything, and they're none of their big time players. You still got your your defensive players are out there. I don't know, so I'm confused on that one. But I like the Lions.
Yeah, that's weird. Next game, first Monday night game. So it's not this one. Do not put your score prediction on this one.
Yep.
It's not Bills Falcons. But Bills coming off a loss. They're gonna be pissed off. Josh Allen's gonna be pissed off, probably start running some people over. So I'm taking this. Bills gonna go 28-14. I'm gonna take Josh Allen 2 rushing tugs.
Nice.
Nice.
I got this one pretty close. I can't figure out the Falcons. I think I have a pretty good idea who the Bills are. The Bills are kind of like the Bills. They got Josh Allen. They got kind of a leaky defense, but Falcons are the team that lost 30-0 to the Panthers, and then they go around and then they beat Washington the next week. So I can't figure out the Falcons. So I got this one close, but I got the Bills winning 28-27.
Okay. Yeah, the Falcons are kind of just weird. They get shut out, like we were saying,
by the
by
Panthers.
Panthers, and then come back. So yeah, and they got Buffalo by 4.5, which I get kind of a little bit lower spread there because Bills did just get beat by the Patriots. The Falcons are at home, but I still like the Bills to win this one. They're gonna, I guess, if they lose this game, then I'll start losing a lot more faith, even though the Falcons are supposed to be pretty good too. But I like the Bills 35-24. I do like the Falcons' run game against this defense.
Yeah, that's
though.
true. Yeah.
So I probably, if they weren't, I'd probably take Bijan to get a couple touchdowns.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a shootout, even though the shooting's going to happen on the ground.
On the
for
ground, yeah.
Falcons.
It's just going to be big run play after big run play.
Bijan's probably going to average 15, and Josh is going to have to sling the rock.
Yeah.
Okay, last game of the week. This is the one the score prediction goes on.
Yep.
It is Bears versus Commanders. Like the Commanders, I want to take them. They win. I think they have the better record, and the Bears aren't very good. And they had the bye week. That's why I was kind of losing whether they were good or not. But they're 2-2, and the Commanders are 3-2. Caleb does look good. He doesn't look for a 1,000-yard passer good, but he looks solid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's not on average for that yet.
I think this could be my second upset. Like I said, I always have 2 upset picks, and I think I'm taking the Bears in this one. We'll go
Bears.
Yeah,
okay.
We'll go 28-26.
Okay,
like it. I got the Bears as well. I just like how Caleb, like you said, Caleb Williams is playing the last 2 weeks before the bye week. They beat Dallas 31-14, and then they went to Las Vegas, and beat the Raiders. So I think the bye week came at a perfect time for the Bears, just because with Ben Johnson being there, and then they were kind of still figuring things out on offense. They were starting to look pretty good, but I think that bye week came at a perfect time for them. So I like the Bears winning 24-21.
Okay. Yeah, this one, I don't know. I kind of thought maybe the Bears would want a little bit of redemption after that Hail Mary last year.
I forgot about that. Holy cow.
But in the end, they got Washington by 4.5. But still, I was kind of leaning towards the Bears a little bit, but I was like, nah, Jaden Daniels is back. And we'll see what happens. They do have a week to prepare, the Bears do. But I still like the Commanders 31-20. But yeah, maybe the Bears do want some redemption.
Finish?
No.
No Tyreek Stevenson. So it's not going to happen no more.
They're not going to need it this year. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah, that completes our picks. We'll make sure we did them all this time. I think last time we ended up leaving one out because Jake Gage had to run off. But, yeah, I think we got them all figured out this time. So, yeah, again, when you're doing your picks, just make sure you pick the last game of the week. Like Gage said, is the Bears-Commanders as the game you were going to predict the score on. Yeah, get out there, get your friends involved. We have been 3 weeks in a row. I think we've been had money to give out.
Yeah.
And so yeah, just get with us. If we called your name this week, get with us and tell us that you listened to this episode and that you heard your name called, and we'll get you some money. But yeah, thanks for listening.
Well,
and
I got one more.
Okay,
thing.
go ahead.
Well, now I lost my train of thought.
All right, don't lose it.
With it. Guess we're good.
Oh, all right. Well, sorry about that, buddy.
Oh, you're all good.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, guys, and we'll catch you next week.